We're on the search to find out who has the best fried chicken in the city of Florence, South Carolina. We've got a 16-team double elimination bracket, and with the second match of the first round, we have Maryland Fried Chicken versus Townhouse. Now, if you recall, I said at the beginning, if I had to make my preliminary pick of who would win, I would say I would bet on Maryland Fried Chicken. But I always plan to be completely objective, no preferential bias or treatment. I actually even went and got this first, so this isn't even as fresh as this. And it's simply because I was closer to Maryland at the time. So I'm not going to give them a pass. They could take a first round loss, and that's just the way it is. It's double elimination. Maybe they'll have another chance. Maybe they didn't perform well today. I don't know. It looks fine. One breast, one wing. That's the format. And let's jump right into this. My personal pick for winner, Maryland Fried Chicken, is still steaming. I can see it. I don't know if you can. Here we go. Looking good. Looking mighty fine. Looking delicious. Yeah. Maryland Fried Chicken reminds me a lot of grandma's. Not super heavy on the breading. The flavor profile is even similar. Mighty fine. There's nothing else to say about this other than just it's fried chicken. To me, cooking, culinary skill it's interesting. Some things call for the pops of flavor and seasoning. You want something that's very seasoned. And you can have a fried chicken that's very seasoned and it's a good thing. But some things can also be good without all of the fireworks, you know? And that's just straight up fried chicken. I mean, it's obviously, you know, got a little something going, but it's just very mild on the flavor approach. It's just fried chicken. I don't know how else to say it. You got to eat it. It's good. Reminds me of childhood. Now, the Townhouse chicken, this is going to be more closely related to like what we had in our first matchup with the Bojangles chicken, in the sense that it's more of an emphasis placed on the breading. It's a crispier, much more textured breading on the Townhouse chicken. Here we go. Still steaming. One giant wing. Man, these are tough. Okay, hold on. This is what you have to do. The question is, you know, which chicken would I rather eat? That's what it's all about, right? That's the whole point. That's what you're looking for when you do something like this. Here we go. Man, I actually ate too much of this before the side-by-side. Oh, haha. Maryland must have been thinking on their feet because they gave me an extra breast. How about that? I needed that. $4.50 for the Maryland Fried Chicken. I don't think they meant to give me this extra piece. I asked for one breast, one wing. That's the format. Townhouse was over like $8. All right, let's do this one more time here. Okay, here we go. I've reached a conclusion. I mentioned this in that previous video, the first matchup. I don't know what it is. I can only assume that the grease, the oil, the fryers at Maryland are being shared with the seafood. Maybe not. All right, now listen, because I know that's a big deal. Obviously, people have shellfish allergies and all that, so I don't want to throw Maryland under a bus that's not even accurate. I'm just saying that there's a hint of some flavor for a while now that I've detected at Maryland, and I can't pinpoint what it is. It could just be the way they're flavoring the chicken. I don't know what it is, okay? But it throws me off. I will tell you that a little bit. Now, these things are always multi-layered. This chicken is objectively juicier. Here. Maryland Townhouse. Now, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this on this camera. I'm going to hope that you can figure it out, though, by the texture. The Maryland fried chicken is objectively juicier than the Townhouse fried chicken. I mean, there's a significant difference in the two. Almost like this was brined or something like that, and this wasn't. I mean, it's definitely a difference. And this style of fried chicken actually, for me, is preferential to the heavily breaded style of chicken. That's actually what I prefer. Of course, I like fried chicken that is breaded, that has a crunch and a flavor to it. But I actually, personally, prefer this style. Like, you see all of this mess here. This is the Townhouse chicken. It's not that one little piece of that right there. Those 5 crumbs are Maryland's. All the rest of this is Townhouse. I actually prefer this kind of chicken, and not because it's less messy. Sometimes food's messy. I don't really care about that. I'm just saying that's actually what I usually prefer. That darker color on it is indicative of a chicken that I'm probably going to like more historically. Like I said, it reminds me a lot of my grandma's. Now, with all that said, something in the flavor of Maryland's chicken is really throwing me off. It really is. It's not bad. I'm by no means telling you that it's not good chicken that you're not going to like. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I am saying that for me, it's throwing me off. There's no other way to say it. It is. And, you know, it's because of that. You know what's a place whose fried chicken I like? To give you an idea of fried chicken that I like, Zesto's in Columbia. If you know, you know. I'm sure a lot of you in this audience do know. I like Zesto's fried chicken. Like, if I'm in Columbia and you said, let's get fried chicken, that would be my first suggestion. But yet, because something is throwing me off, and it's to the extent that even though this chicken's significantly drier, I've got to give the edge to Townhouse. I'd have to say, if I was right there on Irby Street, game time decision, maybe the office. Our office is right by both of these places. I'm at the office. I'm working on all this stuff, and I say, I'm going to get some chicken real quick. The whole box, the whole setup. I think in a game time decision at this point, I'm going to go to Townhouse. I'm not shocked or surprised by it. Townhouse has a good product. They are, a long-standing staple in Florence. It's not surprising to me. And the other thing I like about the breading on this is, yes, it's the type of breading that's not my go-to, but I don't have a problem with it. I mean, you saw Bojangles won the last round. Their breading's a big part of that. KJ's is similar. That was one of the highlights of their chicken. Just because it's not my go-to doesn't mean I don't like it. So, and this is good. This is good breading. It's not a situation where you could tell that the culinary minds that be in power at Townhouse said, well, let's just throw a bunch of seasoning at the breading and that'll make it good. No, there's an art to it. There's a calibration to it. And this is calibrated well. It's really good. It's good flavor. It's not overbearing. It's a nice fried chicken. And the more to the interior of that breast you get, the less dry it is too. So just cooked a little bit more on the outside. That's all that is. So without a doubt, final answer, Townhouse, you're moving on to the second round. Maryland, no need to fear. You will have another shot to be redeemed in this bracket, as somewhere down the road, you're going to face off with KJ's Market. And like I said, this was my pick to win it all. It's not bad. It just throws me off to the point where I got to go with Townhouse. So that's it, folks. Townhouse going off to the second round. They are going to face off against Bojangles when we get to the start of round 2. That's going to be quite a showdown and quite a challenge for Townhouse, honestly, because Bojangles, they've got that marinated chicken going with that patented marinade they have, and it makes them a tough competitor. Let me know down in the comments, who do you think is going to win this? Do you already have a favorite on this list? What do you think? What's your thoughts? And if you've had both of these chickens, do you agree with my assessment? Mind you, these are only just my opinions. You may see it differently than I do. I am not the definitive authority and voice on all things food. We all have different palates and different preferences, and that's okay. But at the same time, I'm always going to try to not steer you in the wrong direction, tell you the truth as objectively as I can, as I see it and know it to be. And I hope you enjoy and appreciate that. And if you do, please give this video a thumbs up down below the screen right there. It's a small gesture that helps us out a ton, and we really do appreciate it. I hope all of you are having a wonderful holiday season. And there you have it. So we'll keep moving along. We'll plan to try to release the third matchup of this bracket next week. So y'all make sure you stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscription button down below also and turn the notifications on so that you will not miss it as soon as we release the third match in the tournament bracket to find who has the best fried chicken in the city of Florence, South Carolina. And with that being said, I look forward to seeing all of y'all there. In the meantime, y'all take care, and God willing, we'll see you then.